Possibilities in a pandemic. I prefer bubble baths to lockdown bubbles. I prefer wholemeal sourdough toasted the next day. I prefer butter, cold and sliceable. I prefer to stew apples I have grown. I prefer autumn's gold leaves to summer's brown grasses. I prefer loose leaf tea brewed strong in a small silver pot. I prefer my hair turning white than paying in to disguise. I prefer all my 3 children home, although 2 have left home already. I prefer walks alone with my thoughts and my dog by the river. I prefer getting puffed walking uphill than doing squats in a gym. I prefer native birdsong to weblows, chainsaws and diggers. I prefer reading the book before seeing the movie. I prefer having an appetite before I cook dinner. I prefer sleeping long and deep than being disturbed. I prefer dreams vivid enough to remember, even those that unsettle. I prefer being kind and receiving kindness back. I prefer using sales assistants' name badges. Thank you, Casey. I prefer not to walk under ladders or stand on the crack. I prefer candles when dusk falls tonight. I prefer the definition of winter evenings to the endless southern summer nights. I prefer weeding to mulching. I prefer hanging out the washing to folding it. I prefer galloping my horse uphill than down. I prefer being on the bottom than being on top. I prefer tomato soup, fresh from a can. I prefer that we all be good humans. I prefer to hope.